game that we just haven't seen before. So this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Nardin. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today we're obviously going to get a lot to show, or get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man! So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble, so I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone, so we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away. Don't go away.
What money do you need now? I can't look. It's starting. Are you talking about adventure time on Fortnite?
Doctor.
What do doctors use?
The X-ray.
Yes, doctors use X-rays. Hold on, I don't think I can hear the stream. He's not good enough. Why that shirt so tight? You know I keep it tight, dog.
Back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay.
Don't you got my card on your Fortnite account?
My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
That's the game director for this
great.
game?
Thank you very much. Super excited to
like
finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly, yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight. Yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little
He
bit about
said I
yourself?
would,
I
God.
work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage,
said
a lot of
we
people
naked.
who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did that.
As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games
Tell her I
and
did that.
film to life. Our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon, and my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing
Reimagined?
game, and then make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Well, thank you very much for everything. We're going to have a lot to dig into today.
That was
Thank you
me.
for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going?
I hit the button by mistake. Okay. Bye-bye.
Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team.
So I think it's supposed to be a PvPvE.
And of course,
Or
last but
PvEVP,
exceptionally not
have you
least, someone who you've probably
ordered
seen
those
in Bungie
letters?
Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could.
Why they saying it like it's some game that already existed
for
before?
anyone,
Is
from
that
the audience who
is
may
that
not
true?
get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on.
Oh, hold on, let me reset it. It is an old game.
There is no higher calling.
I think that might be they stream, but I'm resetting it just to see. But obviously we're gonna get hit with ads because we on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not watching this from my web browser. I could probably just switch to my web browser, which I probably will do in a minute.
No one's coming to save the day.
I think we are.
Us?
We could be the people that are coming.
Model Studio
It's an old game.
And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so
1994 game by Bungie on the Macintosh. So what was the original game about?
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for being here. Before we get started as well, quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation. So thank you for helping us help them.
I'm sorry.
Out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some.
Remember, I know nothing about this.
Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So
images?
Let's take a look.
We need videos, gameplay. Thank you. Thank you, Fang, for the sub. I appreciate you. My little booty. You don't have drops enabled? I should. Oh, I have to change my game. Hold on. That's my fault. Refresh the stream. I changed it to Marathon. I forgot that was the thing. Should be good now.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
We lost factions for this. I'm not gonna lie, this gameplay ain't doing nothing. Maybe it's one of them games you gotta play. Executions, okay. September 23rd. GTA about to bury this game, thank God.
Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month, on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up,
mid-April?
North America, 18+ only.
Y'all wasting people's Saturday. We don't even get to play today.
Play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathon.
Love how everyone immediately thinks of GTA after any release date. Because Mafia got moved up. Borderlands is in June. We know 2K comes out in early September. I'm looking at the Take-Two books. They got Borderlands, Mafia, 2K. That leaves the rest of the year wide open for GTA to just clean house for them.
Let's get into it.
September 23rd is an awful day. If you're trying to avoid GTA.
But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, our extraction shooter that
Plus,
we're over here.
this being the first game PlayStation has shown us this year, and it having a release date in September of all things, PlayStation has no other game slated for the whole year, bro.
You saw some alternate weapon action.
Unless they're going to stealth drop something, they have no other game slated for the whole year. They all putting all their ducats on this one game.
Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're.
We lost factions reactions for this.
Yeah, a lot of awesome.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's it's pretty cool.
This looked like a bunch of dudes who know how to gaslight each other.
Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are passion of ours. Like, we really like the idea of like.
I'm just mad that we don't even get to play it today.
Which is this kind of intense.
So I'm guessing they're gonna have streamers playing it, and we can't do nothing but watch them.
Frequently unsure of what's gonna happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding.
Which one of them you think told Naughty Dog to put factions back in the oven? This one right here.
We really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you
He the
love something, you
longest
really
reigning
wanna
member
just,
that's sitting up there right now.
Attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah. No, it shows. And, you know, Lars, obviously...
Well, don't worry, I'm listening to what they're saying.
History of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single...
I'm not gonna lie, look at him. He don't look like he would call me a slur in chat, so I don't know if I believe him.
In, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And, you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here. They're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right, against either the UESC or other players.
What you think? That gameplay showed absolutely nothing. It was a bunch of fast cuts so we couldn't get a feel for what the game really was.
Glitch is like our
it's like they kind of hiding it from us for what the game really is.
Teams and what they're doing and getting out.
So we can't watch some continuous stuff just to see. We're probably gonna see some continuous gameplay towards the end.
About throwing down smokes, going a full active.
But that trailer looked like it was meant to throw us off.
And then
it looked fire. I came from.
Core 4 right
now. I understand. I knew you was gonna say that. Swift was gonna say that too.
Joe Cross. Also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently.
They're not giving us a fair chance to see the game.
We were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot. But you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy.
Hello, Water.
Well, and then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations.
It's a multiplayer game, Pablo. That's the only thing that matters is the gameplay loop.
And one of those sort of
absolutely nothing else matters.
Idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project, and then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. You know,
Water still crying.
Myself, but like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks.
I just don't like how vague everything is right now.
The father of the Marathon.
This is what we lost factions for. Y'all supposed to be showing me everything.
Represented on the left started out as a fan.
We lost factions for it, and PlayStation has no other games coming out this year. I need to see everything. You shouldn't be holding nothing back.
And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner. We developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition.
So they saying they combined the first 2 pictures to get to the third one. That's all he said.
Something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? That's what you're looking at.
How do we get the alpha key? According to them, you got to join the Discord.
Is it a spine?
I don't know.
And the alpha ain't until later this month, 2 weeks from now.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But, you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
There we go. Come on. Y'all supposed to be selling me. All right, let's lock in, y'all. Now, don't give me this slow-paced stuff. Y'all know we're going to be running around. I don't hate the designs.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout.
They basically explaining what an extraction shoot is. That's all.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay. Runners with unique playstyles and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick.
We lost factions for this.
Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end.
Why the person playing aim so ass?
You can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions. And the only limit to how
I'm
you
not
want to
gonna
play
lie,
the
it's
game
not selling me,
is your
dog.
latent imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will
It's
start
not
to
good.
unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
I'm gonna try it, obviously. But
Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
seasonal storytelling is Concord all over again. Oh my god, it does not sound good.
All right. It's a decent amount of
Who is
gameplay.
this crowd?
Let's get into breaking this down. So, I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your own
Dog
style.
shit on
Again, what was
3.
it like kind of approaching this from your
One,
perspective?
two,
What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy
Oh, shit.
inspiration for art. I also love
All the NPC
love
clapping.
the
That's what I'm saying. Who is
keys
this
to
crowd? Is this just a bunch of people who worked on the game, or they
from this era,
like Bungie
working
stands
on
that they
games from
brought
this
in to
era.
watch?
I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of
This
our
is not good, bro.
iconic artists.
Let me. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, and also we
Maybe
had
I'm
some
tripping.
keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolf.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe me, Waters, and Quinn just being negative. Let me check how people feeling about it.
He's
Hold
almost
up.
an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on
Okay,
the spot with a tough
I'm
one.
not
Mr.
tripping.
Ziegler. Who's your favorite
I'm not
player?
tripping.
Controversial question.
Niggas think it look dog shit.
I play a variety of them, but I will say
Yeah, this is
probably
not
the one
good.
I end up playing the most is
This and Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders actually.
probably. Any Blackbird mains out there?
Yeah, if it wasn't an extraction shooter, just like you said, Arc Raiders was
I
actually
like playing
good.
Blackbird
Me,
because
Quinn,
it's a
and,
great
and Butch
crew,
played it.
runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially the ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between.
All I know
Locust.
is,
I'm a very push
once this
forward
game
kind of
flops,
player, as Joe reminds
PlayStation
me
gonna
all the
hostile
time.
take over their
I'm pushing
studio,
too much.
and that's what the world needs right now.
It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. And so, like, yeah, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like,
Is they
I love
Discord
that
down?
disruptive
Let me
play
see.
style. I
I'm
love
in
just
it,
finding,
so let me see.
an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract,
nice.
and then like
It's working
taking,
fine,
the,
look like.
the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies.
Apparently, look like you gotta type in some code to try to get a code. So I'm trying to
As
figure
you
that
guys kinda
part out.
discuss the runners. Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of
People just typing in chat, but I don't know if that has anything to do.
But it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival.
I don't think
sandbox,
any of that
everything
matters.
kind of has to have a cost, right? And so
Everybody just
like,
copy and pasting the same
You
message.
want to go fast, like if you want to go fast, like
I'ma do it too.
Locust has like a
Copy paste.
super sprint, so to speak. Like
Yes,
they have light
sir.
jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary.
Yeah, this is not
cyborgs,
looking
right?
good,
We're,
bro.
like, the body
Let me.
overloads,
Maybe
and
I'm
so,
tripping. Maybe Twitter tripping.
This character has like some mobility.
Let me check
but
somewhere else. Let me
overheat
see what
quite a
people
bit.
saying.
So that's kind of the cost that's there,
me see, let
and
me
so
see.
that's what pushes us into
What
like finding
niggas really
implants
saying.
that maybe like expand like how much like
Oh,
your heat meter.
yeah.
and
Nope,
also
I'm
give
not
you more,
tripping. I'm not
agility,
tripping.
So you can even go
Um,
even faster, right?
yeah, I done checked.
So yeah, there's a lot
Two
of
more
costs
discs.
in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I'm not tripping.
When we play
This
some mobility
game
in
looks
there,
ass.
We really want to make sure. It's like how does this affect the pace?
Oh,
and how
oh
does it
wait.
affect the
Oh
overall
my
speed?
God! It has the same
Still
release
looking
day
at
as
the alpha builds. We got to
as
balance a lot of
Borderlands?
stuff. It's kind of
Perfect.
sketchy. Yeah.
No, it's no. We have a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details,
Yeah,
which
this
I'd love
this
to still
shit
kind of
dead
bump
on
a little bit.
arrival.
In Marathon Build,
We
Craft,
lost
it's a big
factions
deal.
for this.
What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has
my
they have a bunch of
God,
implants
fucking
that you can kind of
Bungie,
find
bro.
that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right? As our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really
Oh,
cool.
babe.
They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
They don't even tell you how to
And
sign
actually,
up
to that
for
same
it.
end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
It says 618.
Yeah, it varies per map. The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
He literally said it said 18 in the trailer. What kind of question is that?
To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier
Dig
as
dog
well.
shit
Lars, can
hole
you walk us
3.
through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best
I have to
strategy.
give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my
You probably can't
personality.
join it because the invites are broken.
And so, if you go on a run
Donkey
with me, I'll be
dog
like,
shit
hey,
on
any
3.
claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that
Another
up to
thing,
make people believe I'm doing
seeing
one
these
thing
dudes
and
sit
do
on this
another. So a
couch,
lot of
explain the
subversive things.
game.
I'll go
I don't
in
know
there
how
and
they
I'll
sold it to
claymore them
PlayStation.
inside, right? Someone comes in after me.
I don't know how they sat in
bad.
front of an exec and gave the same pitch, and
But
it
I
was
also
like,
do things
yeah,
like
we
I'll
need
go
to do
a
that.
place in the
We need
zone
that
where there's
game.
high tier loot, and I'll claymore it up, and then close all the doors and leave, and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up, and then sure enough,
It's gotta have something to do with
5 minutes later, I see
monetization.
the shield crack. in the
Monetization
side,
got to
and
be the
I'm
only
like,
reason this game
I
exists.
can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's.
I had my rant last night.
Yeah,
This
how about
shit is
you?
over.
How about you, Joe
Multiplayer
Cross?
is dead.
What's your go-to?
Well, if
We're
you
gonna
know
be
me,
playing Borderlands when
I'd
this shit come
rather
out
look
anyways,
good
yeah.
and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my
I'm
play
not
style,
a big fan of the
I'm typically
designs
just a
either. I
default.
don't hate them, but I don't think they don't have no character power. The same, it had the same problem as Concord, where none of the characters like stand out to where people would like identify with those
Fair. Well, we
characters
want to
or
thank you all for your collective
make them
sacrifices.
characters a
Appreciate
part of
it.
their personality on some
So,
Apex
actually,
type
to that
shit.
same end, obviously we do a lot of playtesting.
Where they like, yeah, I'm a this
Wiz, I know
man,
you
I'm a
mentioned
that
you've got
man.
A folder of some of your best plays.
None of their
What are some
characters
most
give that
memorable
off.
runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when
Battlefield 6 will
I
save
think I'm gonna be
traditional
doing one
multiplayer
thing,
game.
right?
Yeah, this
Like,
game
okay, I'm gonna do a
DOA, dog.
contract. I'm gonna be going here. I gotta go into this room. I gotta interact with this device. And I think
We
it's
lost
like,
factions for
I'm
this.
safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, you know.
Would you rather
the
Destiny
first
3
thing's
over
kinda going
this?
Crazy, and like all these players are jumping.
You
Yeah.
make it sound like you're playing so carefully.
I would rather have Destiny 3 than what we having right now.
Listen, the tactics are happening
But-
fast.
Yeah, okay.
They're
It's
going-
just processing power. is what it is.
Yeah, I would definitely have Destiny 3 over what we got right
It's
now.
improvisational, right?
I would rather have factions than
Sounds
both.
like, I mean, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from chat from Sharky218. Is Loot
I'd
gonna
give
be
$1,000
just
a
weapons,
faction.
or is there gonna be more
I would
things to
spend
go after
$1,000
throughout
on
the set?
factions.
There's a ton of
Easily.
There's a ton of them. Yeah, there's implants.
I would have bought every microtransaction in factions just to make sure that
there's
motherfucker stayed alive.
consumables, Yeah.
Talk about grenades.
Yeah.
I can find you a marathon on stream right now.
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world.
This game doesn't
We
need
have
to
valuables,
exist.
We have backpacks.
Yeah.
Attachments, weapons.
Hello, babe.
Materials, keys.
And there's
Ass.
a bunch of stuff
You see it,
that,
Titan.
that we're just we call valuables.
And Titan-
Like,
Titan
there's
one of the
times
Bungie
when
niggas,
you're
man.
low on money, and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank,
The
yeah.
multi-transmitter
good
Discord
segue
message.
from,
You're
I'm
supposed
not
to
making this
use
up,
that
but
to
Paulo
go get something
asked,
on a
what do I do
website
with
and
the loot when
download
I
some
extract?
PNG.
Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. If you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. I mean, we
J-Main
have
muted
this
the word
entire
factions
system,
too on
we call
Twitter
factions.
because of this
When you're
game.
doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are.
Oh look,
being
factions is in
greeted originally
Marathon,
by,
yo.
AI representative, because you are a mercenary.
Factions in Marathon.
Don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones. And you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer.
Yeah, I'm
where
seeing all
as
the
you're
Destiny
working with
fans
different
that's
factions,
well, except
they
for
like
my
to
man
upgrade
Pablo
yourself
and
over
Swift.
time, and so you can increase.
They
your
are not
loot,
happy.
You can increase your loot speed, things like
Oh,
that.
Black, what about you, dog? What you thinking so far, man?
Trying
Of
to get as
the
much loot
the
as
two
possible to
not
meet the
actual
challenge of the
showing us
world,
raw
right?
gameplay
Like-
videos
like
that
essentially,
showed us so far.
different
And
missions get harder over
the-
time.
the couch
right? Which
talk.
means you want to have more loot on you, so you can
You a big
survive
Destiny
longer,
guy.
so just in general, be able to do fight all the different hostile entities in the world. Like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified
Oh,
by
man.
UESC and all
Black
of
not
the
sold
units that are
either,
there, the
man.
snipers, the assault units. Like you want to
Not
be able
good.
to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot.
Not a
includes
fan
things
of
like
extraction
upgrades,
shooters.
that you,
And that's
utilize
what it's
through
gonna
the
come down
factions,
to for a lot of
There's
people.
also an in-game store called.
Because a
Black
thing-
Market,
a
where
thing
you
with
can use a lot of
extraction
currency and things
shooters,
like that to actually
the way
re-equip
most
yourself
of them
if
are
you go on
built,
that run or to upgrade yourself if you need
if
it.
you have
That space,
2 or 3 bad runs, you
one
pretty
reason
much
to
gotta
get a lot of
stop
good loot
playing
out.
for the
I
whole
don't think I'm
fucking
ever-
day.
I don't think I'm short of
There's
reasons to
nothing.
get loot
You
out.
have nothing to gain once you get
says something else
two,
about the
3
numbers
losses in a row. You have to stop playing the game. You don't have an option, unless you just want to play for
What are
nothing.
some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
That's the problem with
There's
extraction
a couple
shooters.
things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front
Like,
end so players can understand a little bit about
You
what the
at some
nature of
point,
the
people
game
just gonna
is.
get tired of losing their shit.
We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide.
I still blame the Division
I think
for
Andrew can
this.
talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space, where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will.
What's good, Michael?
Guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint. They can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And
So it sounds like the
if you
gameplay
are
not that
grenade,
deep
right, you're
either.
gonna be tossed,
You heard what he just
you
said,
can
Lee
be
Green?
immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated.
Kofi catching
all
strays
these
for
things,
liking
and that
this.
pushes you into
Kofi
using
like anything,
consumables and making
man.
sure you have an
It
answer
is
for these
what it
things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the,
Hey,
the
man.
sponsor
Toxic
kits, like
positivity is a
earlier,
thing. Remember
where
that, Joe.
It's a package of gameplay.
It looked like this game is
weapons
trying to
or-
make
or,
Escape from
or
Tarkov
equipment, or maybe a
non-existent.
shield or something,
Not
or
even
consumables. And that's
possible.
kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the
You heard people getting for
and actually,
real?
like, fight other players that
Well, I'm
actually
not
fit it
tapped
out.
into the
So you're never
Tarkov
feeling
community.
like, the
So
goal is
maybe
that you
maybe
can always
maybe it
clutch,
got a chance.
even if you find somebody who's
Maybe that's the
completely
goal.
kitted
Maybe the
out
goal
in,
is
like,
just
really
take away the
high-end gear,
Tarkov
'cause that's your
fan
payday,
base.
right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh
My
God,
interest
this
in Bungie
player,
went right out the
and, oh, they
window.
have the best shield in the game.
I can never get behind losing everything on death.
I
Makes
mean,
people
obviously,
play like
there'll be a lot of
pussies.
good things for
Yeah.
folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into
And then
alpha, but,
another problem is
we'd be
half of the
remiss if
time
we
you
also
die,
didn't
you don't know
mention
what
a big
happened.
part of what we do here at Bungie
There's a
is
learning
working
curve
alongside
to
our
these
community,
games where
which is why we've also had the chance since about
Hold on,
2022
let me
to work with hundreds
turn them
of different
down for
creators in
you.
our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So
there's a
those who go ahead and
learning
join us,
curve
thank you very
to
much for
these
your time and your
games
opinions. They mean a lot.
where
But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually
if
just
you
last week had
if you
a
just
bunch
getting
of
into the
folks who
game
had
after the
playtested
game
Race
already
and
been out
Alpha
for a
that
couple of
somebody will have a
months,
chance to join in as well. So,
these games are
I
built
thought
to
I'd go ahead and
where
let you tell them about it.
you
They're all
gonna
good.
be at an extreme disadvantage. It'll turn you off pretty much within the first couple of times you play it. This gonna be one of them Steam refund ass games once it gets past the first wave of players.
This is a new world. This is a different take.
That's
on
the
an
problem with this
extraction
genre is that you can't come. This is one of them genres you can't come into late
Literally game changing.
at all. You either play it when it first comes out and stick with it, or you leave it alone. Period. 40 creators to
This is such an exciting time.
play
for
test
us.
the alpha.
You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
And ain't this just a bunch of Tarkov players?
Look daddy up, let's go.
How was the game? Well, this is the first time we seeing raw gameplay footage. They done shown us 2 bullshit trailers so far.
Yes, sir.
I like the UI. The UI looks nice.
Some money at this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See his,
Nigga is colorful Tarkov.
alrighty.
I don't like the world. The world looks kind of trash. Is that the full map?
Grab that real quick.
I guess if the full map is small, that changes things a little bit.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Oh, okay.
Fall damage?
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop
is. I got a mod earlier that like drastically reduces it though.
We did play another extraction shooter. I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't the Arc Raiders game. It was something
Before you
else.
hit the ground, you hit the ground, it saves it.
It'll break the ball, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
I hate that giant grid inventory UI. The gunplay looks good.
Inside the, like the
That's one thing Bungie never gets wrong. The gunplay looks good. I don't hate the gunplay at all. It's Bungie. You're not getting bad gunplay. How is it gonna look when you shooting other people? We gonna have to wait to see. 'Cause that's always been the problem. The gunplay is good for killing NPCs, but it's not good for killing other niggas.
Okay, still heading to field maintenance. Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he just shut up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a sniper.
How many of y'all fuck with the goofy art style?
I need some bent ammo. Guys, find me. There's a green tank right there.
There's 6 underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
I'm watching a goofy nigga right now. So.
That one. I hit one for the kill.
Is that other players?
1, 2.
See, I couldn't even tell at first.
Down. That's all of them.
I guess they just wiped the team.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now. So
I think these just copy pasted Destiny weapons. That's like a regular ass scout rifle. Ooh.
That's a purple one.
You know why I'm here. Normally I would, but I'm not paying for this. I'm not even. They're gonna have to give us this game for free, for real. If it's free to play, I could see it having some legs in it.
What'd you have on your little guy?
But this is the only game PlayStation got slated for the year, so we know it's not free.
Oh, mechanics here.
So far, it don't look that bad though. At least from watching Lupo play. Like he making this game look better than it is.
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah.
The UI is crowded though. It's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in too. Oh,
You think the art style fire Elite Green?
It's gotta be.
I've got
Yeah.
one shield. There's a loot up there. Huge, absolute. Oh my god, I almost had. I realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony.
He
like,
down somebody? I couldn't even see him.
Nice.
Annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me. I'm out there, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
Oh, yeah, there's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
Oh, these three different teams we watch.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy. Oh my god, that's it.
Oh no, they all on the same team. Yes, KJ. Extraction shooter. Did you ever want Tarkov but PlayStation and goofy art style?
I literally only have a sniper.
I guess the one big difference is there's NPCs for you to kill too.
The knock I had was...
It don't look like they got like objectives or nothing. So you just kind of exploring and looting. And you're just killing the NPCs you run into. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me if they're
It's COD DMZ.
That's a guy.
Pretty much.
He's holding the angle at a distance.
Yeah, DMZ got objectives though. That's the difference. This game ain't got no objectives while you in the world. You just surviving.
Very weak up there.
Butch about to get put on HH status.
I'm underneath.
You about to step on his neck, man.
Are they where we got down?
They left Halo and made Destiny. I can't count them out.
Knocked one. Got one left.
Hendrick said he loved when you count them out though.
I get shot on the right side, like you said.
No, if they're close. I got no tags.
I don't think none of this looks bad. The only thing that's bothering me at this point is the UI. It's too much going on for a game that don't have objectives.
Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
Oh wait, it looked like one person on the team has an objective, but the other two don't.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
You still playing the DI game? You talking about Shadows? Lupo hasn't blinked in like 10 minutes. He was locked in. I guess that's all of the gameplay we getting.
We can go to field maintenance.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
It's not easy on the eye.
Where did I just hear that spot? I knifed one.
These games look like a loot 2-pack of ass. Hey man. All I know is the Destiny players are not pleased, except for like 3 of them. Really, one of them ain't even Destiny players. The gunplay looks fine though. The gunplay looks fine. If you like fighting Destiny NPCs, that's cool.
Yep. Something's sucking me.
What the heck?
It's a purple shield.
Lupo is pumped full of Adderall.
I found a purple enemy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of how it looks.
Had to dump a full magazine.
Like, I can understand the art style, the direction they went for, but when you actually out in the world, I don't like how it just doesn't look right. I don't know how else to explain it.
Okay. Yay! I don't want the conquest. LMG.
As a Bungie fan and Destiny fan, this BS has to be a disgrace.
Here, take this. Take this.
And man, maybe they're trying to flip fan bases like they did with Halo, like Butch said.
That are on the map.
Oh, I think those are
Maybe they abandoning y'all.
Huh?
All I know is we lost factions for this.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got a girl on the IMAX. Call him your stupid sexist ass dad. Destiny 2 yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing. This was supposed to be the game for the Destiny 2 PvP crowd. So those people have a right to be upset right now. I say those people, even though I'm one of those people. I'm not necessarily upset with the game, but it feels like a game where it looks pretty bad until you actually play it. I don't think anything they've shown so far is gonna sell anybody that wasn't already sold on.
White shield, white shield.
In some degree.
She's scared.
Down.
I fully think you have to play this game to decide if you like it or not. And if it costs money, that's just not gonna happen for some people. This is not the year where you need to be trying to charge people for this kind of game. But I don't think they have an option.
Yeah, I want the freaking.
So it looked like when you looting somebody's bag, you have to wait for the bag to get decrypted. You have to wait for all the items to load.
Drops, the stuff that's like really high value. You're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have like.
The Division was trying to make an extraction shooter too, but it got canceled. The Dark Zone was basically an extraction shooter.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full.
Why is Jeff Keighley
It's an
there?
exciting moment.
Why are you here?
I just want to play more.
Extended creator highlights on their YouTube channel.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a
So
privilege.
y'all don't feel like the Dark
It's been a
Zone
great
was
time to set
extraction
that up. And of course, I
type
promise I'm not
shit?
saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel,
I feel like that's the first time I've seen that concept of gameplay without the whole lose everything when you die part.
I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're
Is he the man, 100 grand?
closely, but have we
Shouldn't
ever
Jeff be somewhat tending to Kojima's?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community.
Extraction genre so boring.
And on this,
It's just such a, it's such like, it's like a glass, I think the best way to put it is like a glass cannon.
I think we ever had before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell
You
them when
gain
they
a
show
lot
up,
and you
be
lose a
brutally
lot
honest,
just
because
by
that's how we
playing
learn,
this
that's how
kind of
we
game.
understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been.
Especially, and if you have to put money into it, that just makes everything worse.
Like, these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with some of you playing as well. What was it like?
If it's like $20, maybe I could see.
When you have a lot of
$30,
there's a combination
cool.
of players who we've been engaging with for a long time.
$40 is the borderline. But if it costs anything more than
like
$40, this shit is dead on
Especially
arrival.
when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like tens and Lupa was in there, and but yeah.
With $30, $20, you still leave some room open for people to feel like they can waste that
so
kind of money
it was pretty
to find
amazing
out if
to
they
jump
don't
in,
like it.
and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley. And they were
While I
not
stand by
having
my statement and
success.
not
Y'all
counting
were,
them
like,
out, this shit
destroying
looks like
them.
fucking dog shit.
Yeah,
Concord
it's probably
Part 2.
your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in.
So,
as like a
at
hired,
what point do we
hired gun
start
to help
discussing
get
whether or
Jeff
not this
through.
game is a
And,
worse decision than Concord?
Thank you.
I
did
don't
my
see
job.
I don't see PlayStation letting it go the Concord route and canceling it a week after it comes out. The Return of Concord.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
Bro, has anybody heard from Jack Move? I don't know. Y'all done talked about everybody going on, but what's Jack Move saying, dog? What's up with Jack Move? Is he crying? I hope he's not crying. I can see Jack crying.
Other players that take refuge by where a heavily fortified.
He just said it looked mid. Okay, that means he would still try.
Moments like that was
Okay,
great.
there's hope in that state. No one goes Jack Move for opinions on first person shooter game.
It was like a great time, but also.
But Jack Move, the PlayStation guy, I want to at least know what he think of it, just as a PlayStation IP.
Dire Marshmat, there's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels, and the fight was literally like almost 1 by 1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like
This nigga making it sound like we playing Apex or something.
It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously.
I didn't see no high octane gameplay in that whole part they
I was on
showed.
a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a
Apex
couple
have
moments where
niggas on the
we
edge.
bunkered down
I'll be
under,
edging in
greenhouse
Apex, but
tunnels underneath
that
tunnels
shit
were
didn't have
dangerous,
no
but they were
edge
fun.
to it.
But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, that was pretty successful.
Remember I told you on Discord that a lot of people from Destiny 2 went to this game, but the dude that with the black shirt and glasses, he the main Destiny 2 PvP lead. Talking about the dude that kind of looked like Seth Rogen?
These creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long and goes so far rather.
Will they
as
get
someone
people
who's
off the
played a
other
lot of
live
Marathon
service games for
as well
this?
Myself, back on my Titanium G4 power book so long ago, bringing in the ALF1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Is every stream like this one right now? Is everybody talking over these dudes?
As we're sort of building this new world, and so
Talking about the state of PlayStation, that we lost factions for this, how everybody else feels about the game, that the gameplay feels like they kind of shorten us right now.
Yeah, both of those. It's just been.
Or is it a lot of
it's like
dick
sort connecting the
eating,
threads, if that makes sense.
smiling,
Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this
being
new
real giddy, and listening to every word and hanging on every word they say?
of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you.
So that dude right there left Destiny 2 PvP for this game.
Actually, to get rid of them, essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming.
Maybe go back to what I was saying. Like, they have no clue what made Destiny 1 PvP good.
All kinds of surprises that await.
And they still been chasing it ever since.
Yeah, and the alpha is a few. But
they don't know why we like Destiny 1 PvP so much.
The scariest unit, the Ghost Commander, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like
and they never found out.
And they actually have clones.
And it's his fault.
Clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it might be over for you. But that's one. The sniper also love the sniper as well. I feel like
a lot of this game is gonna come down to the public event type stuff that he described.
Manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So
the extraction shooter part is just a big negative. It's a big asterisk for most people.
Honestly, the recruits like
so
rush down.
the PvE stuff is gonna be what makes or breaks this game.
Yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of gotta figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky. Can a team be composed of any number of...
There's a lot of defense going on right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities.
He give me Elon Musk vibes.
It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
You may never
The Asian
know, like,
dude at the end. He give me Elon Musk
players
vibes.
that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds of what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's
We only got a
not
few
specifically
minutes left for
runners,
this.
So we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But
what?
Getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all the.
You mean you never seen it before?
The dying, When our trailer says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and
no. That's not how you sell this genre.
I'm curious.
To the casual audience, nope. That's not what you say. Because you're gonna bait people in, they're gonna find out how much they lose when they die, and they're gonna
Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience.
You type alpha in their Discord to get access.
Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game.
But in what channel?
Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. How about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically.
And you got to agree to a lot of stuff.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Damn, I gotta take a survey too.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But
yes, I speak English.
Brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there.
What is my age?
Our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and
my country.
They're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together.
What is my gender? What is my job?
Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind.
Yes, I'm a content creator.
So just want to make sure.
No, I'm not a Bungie or Sony employee.
You've been doing an amazing job.
What are my gaming habits? Oh my God, there's a lot of questions.
So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again,
among the devices you play on, which you prefer to play the Marathon Alpha on, and I got to do this for Seneca.
And of course, again, to
how many hours per week do you play on?
So much the
play
entire
video
dev team here at
games?
Bungie. Thank you so much for being here
what's
today.
What's
Whether you're
Steam
here
say
with us
right?
in person or you're at home.
Steam says 51 hours. I'm going to just knock it up to 60.
And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly, rather.
How many hours per week?
It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And
do you spend playing video games on your preferred platform?
Joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what
Guess
we've been working on that
55.
matters
I
most
might
to the
play
show.
like 5
So we know
hours
you
of
have busy
2K with
days,
the
and we're
boys.
thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday
51
morning.
hours in the
And of
past
course,
2
too,
weeks. Yeah, that's
we got
kind of
something fun at
low,
the end. Make sure
dog.
you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be
Gotta
rating
lock in.
Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles Milo out there here just after the show
What
ends. So go ahead and
genres
tell them
do
we
you
said hello and
play?
get a chance
I
to drop
play
into their
them
chat.
all.
But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special
Which
thing
describes
here
your
for you
play
at the end.
style.
Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and
Damn,
out
there's
of
a
the
lot
game,
of questions.
and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
So another trailer, y'all. Now we got a cinematic trailer. So we got a gameplay overview, a gameplay trailer, and a cinematic trailer. 3 trailers. See, if the game had a vehicle, that would have did something for me. To kind of give off a larger size map than it looks. Oh, this some live action type shit. How much money they spent making this? Maybe it's not live action. Now, this trailer kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie to this trailer hitting. What the hell? None of that gameplay ain't did nothing, but this trailer going crazy. Who the hell made this?
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculpt to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
How many gigabytes of RAM does the 5090 have? Does anybody know?
Like $1 trillion.
This trailer fire.
Sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there. So
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize?
You don't know how much VRAM your own GPU has? No, I do not.
I don't know.
But I realized it wasn't asking about VRAM.
It's you.
Oh wait, nope, it did. It did. How they got 5090D as an option, but not regular 5090?
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened?
Yeah, I completed my survey.
It's not my business.
I gotta do it for Sin shit too.
You'll have
Use
a
her
tough time
PlayStation.
finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Damn. I would watch this if it was like a, okay, that was unnecessary. I almost gave him more credit than it. If this was like a TV show. Why didn't he shoot? Why she keep flipping? Damn. They lighting her up. He about to save her? Damn. That was he? Solid storytelling.
And on the pedestal these words appeared. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away.
It's a nice short film. Hey EA, go ahead and make Titanfall 3, bro. Come on, man. Just do it. The gate's wide open. Damn.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Inkman TV. Is this the credits? No price? That's the end of the stream? I guess that's the end of the stream. No price went up. I'm mad that didn't really do nothing for nobody. And better news, patch 8 for Baldur's Gate 3 comes out next Tuesday. Also, it was a cinematic short. It was a short film. Creator alpha gameplay content now live. This was low-key a waste of an hour. Basically what everyone expected. That's not a good thing though. I did like that short though. That little short movie was fire. Unique art style on a generic gameplay loop. That's a good way to put it.
Girl, you looks good. Won't you back that ass up?
Hey, Blazer with the resub.
Back that ass up. Call me
You ain't got no words for them, Blazer, dog. Hey, Blazer, you know what time it is today, dog. And see, I'm sitting here thinking maybe we'll get a chance to play this game today. I was wrong. They just chose Saturday as a good day to waste everybody's time. Art cool, music cool, and yeah. I don't think the art style itself is generally a problem. I just don't think it was applied correctly. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Most of y'all seem to like it better than I do, though. Anybody want to give a grade for this hour-long stream we just watched? I give it like a 4. Give it 5. Nah, not even that. It's like a 3. This is bad. This is really bad. But if you're not sold, don't forget Borderlands comes the same day. A 4, that's a fair number. 4 means they still can win you back. Water said a what? Water said it's dog shit, and I'm not having it. Y'all niggas in Discord, man? No, ain't nobody in Discord. I just aim with the bots and mixed player lobbies. It's, from what I'm understanding, they basically trying to like take what the Bungie the public events shit was and put that in the middle of a extraction shooter. So maybe it's a lot going on. Maybe it's gonna be paced well enough to keep people's attention despite them losing everything as soon as they die. Because that's the main problem with the genre. The genre is basically basing itself on the fact that they hoping you won't give up on the game after you lose everything. They hoping that you'll sit there, gain everything, lose everything, and say, damn, I want to do that again. And I don't see that happening for the average player. The average player gonna lose everything and that be it. Like, it's different when you're talking about a game like, what's the space trash game? Where you collect trash in space. What the fuck is that game called? I think I still got it installed too. Space trash. Lethal Company. It's different when it's like Lethal Company and you taking all your stuff and you can just lose it all, and at the end of the day you still gain something from it even after you've lost it. Just to start all over again. Plus there's multiple runs with Lethal Company. Like You're not just going to one planet. You're going from planet to planet to planet, and then you turn in everything. You can die on one planet and still pick something up on the next planet. You're not getting that with this genre though. This genre, you lose everything and you just lost it. That's it. Maybe the multiple runners will have different bags, different loadouts. So maybe for like they said, they got 6 runners. Maybe each of the 6 runners has their own loadout. And if you die with one and lose everything with that one, still got 5 other runners you can play with. That would negate a lot of the issues with the genre. Battlefield and GTA is all the multiplayer I need this year. You're not getting GTA multiplayer day 1 anyways. So you might as well put that to rest. GTA 6 is not giving you multiplayer on day 1. No way in hell. Niggas saying they want Marathon and Borderlands to fly. It's a lot of people, a lot of big name streamers saying the shit looks bad. It looks bad, it looks boring. This is not good. Yeah, this game definitely might be controlled too. Oh, and Mario Kart. So you buying you a Mario Kart Switch for $550? They about to make the base Switch $500 easily. Where that audio coming from? Oh, apparently Bungie raided one of the niggas. That's crazy. This nigga just got raided by the Marathon stream. He got raided by the Marathon and the Bungie stream. So they just threw 20,000 viewers at this nigga. Are you serious? That's insane. That's what y'all was hearing just now. That nigga got double raided. They gave that nigga all the viewers. Man, this is not good. And this is like I said, this is the only game PlayStation has for 2025. I'm hating. I am hating. You goddamn right I'm hating. I just watched a nigga get thrown 20,000 viewers. Would you look at Marathon differently if the factions thing never happened? 100%. I'm not even gonna pretend I wouldn't. 100%. If I had factions, I would be able to look at that game. Thank you, Slick Trick. How you doing today, dog? Welcome back. Just love me. If I have factions, I will be able to look at this game and say, you know what? Maybe I can waste some money on it since I still have a fallback if I really want to play another game from PlayStation. The optics really matter for this game, and that's what the problem is. PlayStation has no game slated. They have no multiplayer games. They've canceled every other live service game they had in the pipeline just for this game. If I still had factions, I wouldn't mind this game exist. I would try this game. I would be more optimistic right now. I would really be more optimistic right now. I would at least give it a shot and try to at least have y'all see it from a brighter point of view. But you can't do that because of the situation that this game is in, because of the decisions that have been made by PlayStation and apparently Bungie. So if Bungie signed off on factions, I'd buy Marathon just for the love. Probably wouldn't even boot it up. Yeah, because once it came out that Bungie was influencing these decisions, and we know that Bungie basically told them whether or not each one of these games should come out, they put themselves in this position. This game is about to flop. About to flop bad. I'm pissed off because we found out Bungie little bro other games, yeah. And that's what it really come down to. Marathon gonna launch as a premium product, meaning players be asked to pay full price. Marathon will have a battle pass, 3 maps. Yep. It's a wrap. It's DOA. It's DOA. Simple as that. The best price you can put on this game is $30. Like at first I thought $40 might be a cutoff. $40 is acceptable for what's the other game that niggas was playing last year? Damn, I can't remember the name of it. The space game that was kind of like an extraction thing too. It was acceptable for that game, but not for this. The optics really mattered. And the optics are gonna destroy this game. This game might not. Oh, it might be betting time. It might be betting time. Because now the bet's about to pop out. Will this game survive 2025? Because ain't no telling right now. There is a decent chance this game has no chance of surviving the year. The year 2025, the year of our Lord, God and Savior Jesus Christ. Man. But yeah, like, but for real, Lee Green, if I had factions, this game would be getting viewed in a much different light right now. Like, truly. 3 maps at launch, 4th map arriving shortly after launch with a battle pass. Titan. Paid game with a battle pass, 3 maps at launch, 6 characters at launch. Will Jigga April play Marathon? Yes, he will. It's Jigga. You know how Jigga is. Jigga will be on Marathon. No doubt. Jigga gonna be the one to save us all, man. We all of us about to live vicariously through Jigga. Every community we know, vicariously through Jigga. Damn. Bungie blew it, man. It's sad. I'm just glad I got out when I did. Some of us could still be trapped in PlayStation. Still hoping for certain shit to come out. I'm just glad I got out when I did. Got out fully. Like, I was always a PC gamer, but I'm glad I got out fully. Because this shit is over. It's a wrap. It's never too late, though. They still could bring back factions, and they still can make it right. Them files are sitting somewhere. That game can still be completed, and it can still come out. It's not over. What's this clip Titan posted? What I said. I'd give $1,000 to faction. I would spend $1,000 on faction. Easily.
There's a ton of them. Yeah, there's implants.
I would have bought every microtransaction in factions just to make sure that motherfucker stayed alive.
Yeah.
Talk about grenades.
I meant that too. Like, I'm dead ass. I would have did everything in my power to make sure factions 2 stayed alive. In my power. I would have turned into a fucking whale just to keep that game alive. I meant that shit. I promise you that. If I see a game struggling and I see that game needs some support, I do it. I helped I feel like I helped Warframe get over a hump. Warframe had like a right before they did the open world update, they was in like a low place. Like the community was dying, the game was dying, and they didn't have nothing to keep players on. So niggas was just getting on, doing the same shit every day. Everybody had everything in the game, and it was nothing for us to really do. I eventually ended up leaving the game, and as soon as I left, that's when the open world shit came. But I was already mainly playing on my PC and was waiting for that game to get crossplay, but that took 5 more years. I agree, I pay $1,000 on it, but the meme is you saying no game is worth $80, period. Oh, I did say that. But I wouldn't pay $80 for factions. I never paid for the game $80. Factions was supposed to be $20, $30. I remember that was a leak too. They had like a leak price and everything. What I spent after the game come out, ain't no telling. I can't tell you nothing about that. Marvel Rivals free. I didn't spend money on that. Not a lot. I think on like $5. I ain't know y'all counted that kind of shit. That's the case. I didn't spend way more than $80 on the game before. Warframe like a $3,000 game. What else? I don't know. What else I didn't spend money on? Fucking Marvel Heroes Omega was a $200 game. Some of y'all don't even know what the fuck that is. I ain't know y'all counting shit like that though. Shout out to microtransactions. Every game that ever had a fucking founders pack that I done played, fucking Fortnite would be a 70, 60, forgot, no, it was $40 game. I bought the regular edition of Fortnite. I just spent $1K on Path of Exile just last year. That's what I'm saying. I ain't know y'all counted games like that. There's a lot of games I done spent money on, way more than $80 if that's the case. Plus, if you do count games like that, that means Smash is like a $300 game. Is that right? Because the game was $60, but they had multiple character DLCs, but you could have bought the season pass. No, I think it was like $100, $150. I think 300 is pushing it. It's like $100, $150 in total. Because you could have bought the character pass and shit. But it would have still put you over. Character pass wasn't cheap. Damn, you still streaming? Yeah, I'm probably about to end this shit soon. If I do come back later, it'll be to play a game. It's Saturday, so nigga gotta play something. That's my bad though, Titan. I ain't know y'all counting shit like that. I'm gonna have to get Waters to re-download Marvel Rivals so we can run that today or something. Who's winning tomorrow, the Clippers or the Warriors? Brother, I haven't watched NBA basketball since March. Once I was fully convinced my team was checked out, I stopped watching. So I don't know what's going on with either of those teams to where I could give you an answer, Crow. Are they fighting for a seeding right now? Didn't the Lakers lock in the 2 seed or something like that last night? It would be funny to watch Curry win another ring. If Curry won another ring, are we putting him above LeBron? That's a real question. Imagine Curry wins with Jimmy Butler. Do we put him over LeBron at that point? That's a serious conversation. They fighting for the 6th seed to face the Lakers. He's already above LeBron. I feel like I could agree with somebody saying that, but at the end of the day, would him getting another ring solidify it where there's no debate over it? Like Curry's won in most situations at a higher winning percentage than LeBron has. With worse teammates too. Like Curry legit won his last one with just fucking Draymond himself. That nigga had nobody on that last one. Fucking Buddy Hield wasn't doing shit. Clay disappeared. It was just Curry and Draymond. And then the nigga went on to make sure we won the Olympics right afterwards. They fight for the 6th seed to face the Lakers. Whoever loses, they fall to the play-in. Play-in Warriors would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see that. But I feel like the Clippers are a destined play-in team, so it doesn't make sense to bet against the Warriors at that point. The Clippers just like us. They just destined for the play-in for some fucking reason. Curry doesn't have a generational gifted body and undersized. It's pure skill. He go to LeBron hate? Nah. You can't hate on LeBron at this point. LeBron not even over Jordan or Kobe. See, there go to LeBron hate. Don't lie, he had Wiggins and Poole. Trying to remember playoffs Poole. Wiggins was clutch, but he wasn't in what I'm looking for. He wasn't a factor the whole game in the playoff games. But I don't remember playoff Poole, so maybe I'm misremembering something. Because we know that was right before Poole was just shipped off to the Wizards to die. So maybe Poole was doing stuff in the playoffs that I just don't remember. I know Wiggins was clutch though. I remember that much. Wiggins in the final minutes was a different nigga. But that's Marathon, man. Shout out to Marathon. I'm trying to think of a good twist of words with like Marathon and the game dying fast. Like Marathon couldn't run a marathon, some shit like that. I'm gonna come up with something, man. It's spinning, it's churning, it's cooking. I can't put it together though. I'm trying to beat the memes. Somebody gonna put some funny shit out, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I should have thought of that. Hells need to trade Murphy to the Lakers for Vando. All right, Chrono, you can officially stop talking, brother. You can officially stop talking. But y'all be easy. Shout out to Asathon. Yeah, I'm gonna find something. Marathon more like sprint. There you go. I'm not cooking right now. That ain't it. I feel like that's gonna be the easy one. That's gonna be the one niggas go to. Marathon, but more like a sprint. They should have called that shit sprint. Or something like that. But y'all be easy, man. Deuces. Like I said, I might be back later. Just keep your notifications on.